Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 30 to 30 podcast with your hosts, Brad and Boris. Here we are again, another week. This week, we have a very special guest. We have the fabulous and very well-dressed James Gullis on our podcast.
Hello there. Thank you so much for having me.
Our first guest, setting the standards for
Setting
the rest of the
standards
guests.
very low.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I guess... I don't know. Interesting. We've got someone on.
I know. Finally, after all this time, we've got someone on the actual podcast. So yeah, thank you for being here, James.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes.
Yeah. First things first. How's your week been?
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Did absolutely. Oh no, that's a lie. I've done loads this week. I was going to say I've done nothing.
Oh,
I've
yeah?
done so much. I've had the busiest week. I've recorded like 5 tracks for 5 different people, which was
Nice.
good.
Jeez.
Yeah. I recorded a track for an old school friend who we all know and love.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Haven't spoken to him in years, and he messaged me out of the blue
Oh, I know. Nice.
and wanted to do this track with
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
which was really cool. So did that, and then did some other stuff for some hip hop producers and
Yes.
all stuff. So no, it's been good, productive, which is nice.
that's
'cause
good.
That's not easy in lockdown, as we all know.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
it's
not.
not. It's,
So-
it isn't. Yeah, good. Cool. Sorry to immediately ruin the podcast. Brad, can you pass me my glasses from up there? I've just realised I've forgotten
Where are
them.
they?
They're just on top of all the games behind the... Yeah.
How dare you not? Be
I haven't
able to
worn
see?
these ones on the podcast yet.
Oh,
Exciting.
nice. So
You ready
this
for
is
the
a-
new glasses? Drum roll,
Sorry,
please.
this is really unprofessional, not being fully ready before.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, they're born.
Jeez.
Those
Um,
are definite podcasting glasses.
Are they? Are
I'm
they
gonna
better?
do
The
a
other ones are
zoom,
like nerd
well
ones.
close to your face.
Yeah. Fair. So you've been pretty busy, pretty productive.
Yeah.
That's good.
Making money, you know.
Making
saving
money.
Up, it's all good.
That's how it be.
It's all
That's the best thing to do when you've not got anything else to do.
good.
Don't know what that means. Good. Yeah. Good. What about your week, Brad? How's that?
Yeah, my week's been pretty standard, to be fair. So just been working all week, really. Just doing my normal job, as everyone already knows. So yeah, haven't really done much else, to be fair. Still waiting on my laptop to come.
Yep.
What else? That's pretty much it, really. Bought new shoes.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Oh no, tell them
Can
about
the
the
camera see your
shoes.
shoes? Yeah, I mean.
Show us the shoes and
Oh,
tell us
can't.
the story.
Oh no, there's not
it's-
really any story with them.
No, but, I mean, yeah.
Oh, so basically,
Did
these
you show them to
shoes.
the camera?
Yeah, I gave a little twirl.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't know if you can see that.
Probably not.
Oh well.
But yeah, these
You
shoes.
can just put a JPEG up of
Great,
the
yeah,
shoes.
alright, yeah. So yeah, basically these shoes normally cost £90.
Ooh,
Quite expensive.
some pricey
right?
shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I had 2 vouchers, and you get NHS discount from said store which I bought them from.
Yeah.
So they ended up costing me
Not revealing the
£32.
secrets.
So
£32.
£32
good,
out
isn't
of
Those
90.
fresh crepes.
I know.
Bars.
It's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it is,
They're basically giving them away. So yeah.
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 That's like £32. That's like an own brand pair of shoes, really, isn't it?
Mm.
That's good.
That are going to fall apart within.
Yeah, exactly.
2
Those are
hours
going
of
to hang
wearing.
around for a while. if
Yeah.
they're-
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Actually, I've just thought of this right now. Have any of you seen the Lidl or Aldi own brand shoes?
Oh my god.
They're
What,
quality.
is that like the ones
Yeah,
that you get
yeah.
like in the weird aisle of Aldi,
yeah.
where like, they
But have
sell
you
like
s-
anything?
yeah, but they're like little trainers.
Oh no,
Yeah,
They've
what?
got like the
Look-
little logo on them. They're like
They
little
look
colours.
sick.
Fuck off.
yeah.
No,
They
don't.
actually look sick.
Yeah, they're really
And they're
nice.
probably like 15 quid or something, but they're like, they do look cool.
Yeah, they were cheap. I actually looked them up because I
Oh, did you?
really like them that much. Yeah.
Have you bought them?
I haven't bought them.
Oh,
I wish I
bro.
had.
Oh.
I wish
Next
I had.
week we'll all turn up
Yeah.
with little trainers on, though.
I wish I could have done, but I had a look on like, you know, that like StockX place
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sells.
People were just selling them for
Yeah.
hundreds, were they?
Honestly, yeah, like £200 these shoes were.
Really?
You could
Yeah.
just pop
What,
down
people
your
are
local...
reselling them?
Yeah,
That is
because
mad.
they've all sold out. so,
Jeez.
yeah.
That's what I was telling you about, though. is
Yeah.
The reason shoes are so expensive these days is because of resellers and stuff like that. It
Yeah,
forces
definitely.
companies to have to up their prices, because else they're just people aren't buying shoes because people are reselling them.
Mm.
So yeah, fair. No, I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see if I can get a pair. I think they'd be
Cop
classy,
yourself a
mate.
pair of-
Yeah,
So
They
what-
should-
your little
Are they
shoes.
the little colours?
yeah.
Yeah.
What? So hang on. What are the little colours?
Like
blue.
yellow, blue, and red. I think, isn't it?
Oh, I really want to see what they look
They
like.
look at first sight they're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are those? But then they sort of
Is it
grow
something
on
that like,
you.
the more you look at, the
Yeah,
more they
because
sort of
it's
grow on
little
you?
as well. It has the little logo on
Yeah.
as well. It's like, oh,
Very similar to like IKEA colours, I think.
yeah.
So that sort of.
I can't picture
Can't
IKEA
imagine
now
IKEA.
you've said that.
Oh, it's just yellow and blue again.
Yeah.
I reckon IKEA would make good shoes.
Do you?
They-
Yeah.
Do you know?
You
What?
don't-
Do you know what? You wouldn't believe this. They do as well.
Do they actually?
They did,
Fuck
yeah.
it, oh,
And
everywhere.
they were also really nice. I went on a bit of a crazy shoe binge with starting off with these little shoes, and I thought the next place must be.
Okay.
What
IKEA,
other
and
what
they-
other
and they do.
shops do?
That's where it ended.
Oh,
actually,
is it?
yeah.
Alright, yeah, alright.
Just the two.
So,
Do you have to
But,
assemble
yeah.
them yourself?
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
get some instructions.
Get some screws, mate, and have an argument with whoever you're building them with.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh god, IKEA. When was the last time you went to IKEA? Either of you?
I was with you actually.
Was it when we lived up in Guildford?
Yeah, it was the one next to Wembley Stadium.
I remember.
There, yeah.
That was when I got peer pressured into buying half a chicken or whatever from the dude.
You bought half
Oh,
a chicken.
Well, I just wanted chips because the chips at IKEA are pretty good. And he was like, "You can't have chips without getting a meal," and I was like, oh, "I don't know what I want."
Was there
And
not a like smaller meal?
The
than half the whole
100% there
chicken?
was, but I said something and he went, "Oh, the chicken," and I don't want to argue with the fucking chef, mate. And I was like, oh, "Okay, fucking, I've got half a chicken on my plate."
Yeah.
And
it was huge,
yeah,
wasn't it?
and I think did we have the Dame bar cake as well? That's what
Yes.
you had, I think.
Yeah, I definitely had it. I
It's
remember
good.
being worried that it was going to kill me.
Yeah, because it might have had nuts in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair enough.
But it didn't. Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
yeah. Here we are.
Evidently.
What about you, Brad? When was the last time you went IKEA?
I don't actually remember, to be honest with you. I don't think I feel like I have been to IKEA, but I don't
Yeah.
fondly remember actually being in IKEA. So I feel like I need to go and actually
Experience it.
experience it.
Yeah.
'Cause apparently it's like a day out, isn't it?
It is. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You get lost in there for hours.
you do. Yeah. It is such a weird day out though because it is like it's like wandering around like B&Q,
Mm.
but it's just presented a lot better.
Yeah,
I suppose they do
yeah.
have like everything there, but it's so
there's-
cool.
There's almost a bit of a Disneyland sort of
Yeah, there
vibe to
is,
it,
yeah.
because the way they present all their products, it's like they actually make little rooms.
Yeah.
You know, in this like giant room.
Yeah,
and the
so
way
you
you,
do-
Oh,
like,
do you know what? I
walk
have seen
around
like
it,
like
it feels-
like videos and that.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that,
yeah. So
Also, I love the names of them. 'Cause That's mad. Because obviously they're all. Is it Swedish? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
They're all like
Yeah.
Swedish names.
uh-huh.
I love that they don't translate any of it. They just.
Why not?
I know because you can tell what it is.
You
You can't pronounce
can see
it. You can't tell other people what it is, but you can read it yourself. But yeah, no, they are quite. I always end up buying something as well when I go to IKEA.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
I feel like IKEA is like Amazon. Like,
It is, yeah.
you get like into
go
the web
on-
of like buying like 15
Yeah,
different things
yeah.
you didn't really need, but
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember when we went. I tried to convince myself to buy a pillow.
No. You were
Was that-
trying to convince me to
Oh.
let you buy a pillow
Yeah.
for me.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
that's the maddest like.
It is, yeah.
It's not even a try, but that was like a.
It's because you didn't have a memory foam pillow.
No, I had two
And-
really rubbishy,
Yeah,
like,
they were
squishy
like
pillows.
pancakes,
so-
mate. And yeah, I was basically just like,
Memory foam pillow.
yeah. Have you not seen my pillow downstairs?
It's a great investment, you know.
Have you got one now?
I don't.
Oh.
No.
My pillow's like that thick,
Yeah.
and it's made of memory foam, so you sleep on it, and it's like relatively hard, and it keeps your neck in a good position, and it also sort of, if
Yeah,
you're
see,
sleeping
that's,
on the
that's,
same
that's
bed,
what
it's
I
like,
thought, like, because like you'd put your head on it and then like it would sink you so far that you'd wake
no,
up
no,
like,
yeah, no,
buried in pillow.
it doesn't sink you very far at all, but unlike I think,
A normal
yeah,
pillow. If it's,
When you like sleep on a pillow,
Yep.
where do you position your head? Do you position it like right in the middle?
oh, I don't know,
'Cause
I
I
don't know.
always sleep like on the bare edge
Do
of the
you?
pillow. Yeah, yeah.
It depends how I'm sleeping, I think. If I'm like fetal position, you know, on my side,
Mm.
then it's a definite edge of cushion scenario.
Yeah.
Or else,
Yeah, yeah.
or else I just get smothered and like my pillow kills me in my sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
exactly.
you
Yeah.
gotta be on
That's
the
why you
edge.
need a
You don't
memory
have a
foam
choice.
pillow.
Well, it would solve that issue, yeah. I could sleep wherever I want.
Get a sponsorship, mate, by IKEA for their memory foam pillows.
Should we be saying other Swedish superstores are available? Or-
I don't know, mate.
probably
I don't
aren't,
even
to be
know.
honest.
I don't think
anyone.
there- I don't think there really are,
Yeah. IKEA basically owns Sweden. What was I gonna say? I don't know where I sleep on my pillow. I think a lot of the time, if I'm facing inwards towards the So I was talking about this in work earlier. Exciting conversations from work. I only ever sleep on the left side of my bed,
That's weird. You have a
or
double bed, don't
any
you?
bed. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, I have a double bed. I think I have a
is
large
the whole,
single. but-
like right hand side just like unused.
Yep. No, unless someone's sleeping round, I
Do you
don't
not get any
sleep.
enjoyment of like when you've been on like one side of the bed for like
Oh,
ages and
yeah.
you flip over and it's freezing?
Nope.
Do you never get enjoyment out of
No,
that?
I just can't go to sleep if I'm on the right side.
That's weird.
I don't. Well, I might be able to. I just never want to find out.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that like a fear thing?
No.
Oh,
Just like a. It's like a Pavlov's dog thing. Like I've just slept on the left side of the bed so much that I just automatically do it. Like if people stay round, I'll make sure they're on the right. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I think last time you stayed round, you were on the left.
When you say the right,
That is a...
are you talking about looking at the
So
looking
if
at
you're
the bed from
lying,
the bottom
if you're
or
like this
looking
in
from the
bed,
headboard?
if you're like that in bed,
Yeah,
looking and the headboard's here,
yeah.
that's the side left. Is the side I sleep on.
fair.
I broke you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's only 2 people that have ever made me sleep on the
Wow.
That's
right side
mad.
of the bed, and that's you and someone else.
My
Obviously.
ego is just growing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm the first one on the
manipulative,
podcast.
mate. Yeah,
and
first one to
I was
sleep.
the
Yeah,
first one to sleep on the wrong side.
yeah.
To be fair, I want to reveal a story about myself actually.
Here
About
we go.
sleeping on. So basically, right. I haven't actually told anyone this before. So we're getting in deep, right?
Yeah.
I used to
Broadcasted
only
on
be
the
able to ever
internet.
sleep like facing the room, because I was like afraid that there was like something in the room.
Yeah.
And this was up to like quite a late age as well. I would say like I don't know, 14.
Oh, I would. Yeah, okay.
I don't think that's that weird. I
No,
think
but
I
it
didn't
was
like
like to the point like when you like get uncomfortable and you're like your body's like you should probably move now. I would like I don't know like not move despite being incredibly uncomfortable. So I just continue to do that.
No, I don't think that's that uncommon. Here we go. Actually, I only got over my fear of being scared of the dark. Got over my fear of the dark. I don't know why I extended that so needlessly. I only got over my fear of the dark sometime early last year.
No way.
Yeah,
Last year?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. For some reason something just psychologically in my head. So I think the main, as a kid I was scared of the dark. No, not much reason for it, because most kids are, just
Yeah.
sort of how it is.
Yeah.
And I think when I was about like 13, no, probably younger actually, because no, it must have been around primary school time. I think we went to Dartmoor and we came back, and I went with a friend, and the house had been robbed, right?
Oh,
And
right,
someone,
okay.
no, yeah, I must have been younger than 13 because we went. It was me, my mum, and my dad, and a friend.
Sure.
Went, and we came back, and they didn't steal it. They stole like one thing from the house, and they just stole my mum's phone, and that is it out of everything in the house.
hell?
And that just made something in my brain like click. And like even when the police came around and all that, the policeman had to show me around the house and show me every single corner of the house to like show me he wasn't there, because I think it just
God, yeah.
psychologically made something click like that he's still in the house. Like what sort of person's got to steal one phone and then not be waiting in the house?
Oh, I
Yeah,
see
but
what
see,
you mean.
yeah, no, I was. That's what I was gonna say because
Yeah.
like it must have been like they must have been there, realised you were coming home, grabbed the phone, and then bolted. Because if you,
Well,
if,
maybe.
they,
I
if they
think-
were there for a while, they would have stolen more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think also it was like the middle of the day, which scared me more because it's like it was really unconventional. It was like they'd smashed our window in
What?
because that's how they had to get in on a pedestrianised area in the middle of the day. Then had to climb in, obviously. Took the phone. Didn't take like a set of keys or anything. Like just because you might be able to get back in at another time or something like that.
Yeah.
They just took a phone. So I think, in my mind, that's like, there's something there. And then that psychologically, whenever it was dark, I did not sleep for like a week because I was like, there's someone in this house. Like, even though the policeman showed me every fucking corner, it's like there's, and I think that really stayed with me for ages. And then, so I used to get really like frightened of the dark, like even until like last year. If I think it's a pretty conventional thing to do anyway, but if you turn the lights off when you're walking upstairs, you run upstairs. So only recently I fully got over that. I always slept in the dark, but I'd always sleep with music on
Yeah,
or something to like keep my brain going.
What I was gonna say is like, is the fear still there of there's someone in the house
No, I don't give a shit about
from
that
like,
anymore.
or so it's just the dark?
So the fear of there being someone slowly went over time.
Yeah.
That was a massive voice crack.
Morphed into being.
Morphed into a fear of the dark because, I guess, I don't know, like stuff like horror films and stuff like that. Again, I think like we were, when we were all growing up, YouTube was like a huge thing when it first came out, and we were sort of that was a time, sort of before parents moderated what you were doing on the internet, and I used to watch a lot of scary shit on the internet as well.
Yeah, you could get access to anything and like properly mess yourself up.
So I think I probably did that as well. So so it sort of morphed into a fear of the dark, and then last year I was just like, cool. Just one day, like I was suddenly just like, okay. I don't know why that's a fear. That's a bit weird.
No defining moment. It just randomly one day just went.
Sort
away.
of, yeah. I think this house is really old, and I think what used to scare me a lot is there's a lot of noises that go on in this house.
Right,
You'd hear like footsteps and stuff. Obviously now I just go, okay, that's either fucking mice, because these houses along the street are all connected.
Yeah.
So if any house along the street gets mice, we all get
They all
mice,
do,
basically. Yeah. Or seagulls are really loud landing on the roof. So I think like earlier this year, my brain sort of just clicked and was like, okay, there's a real reason for all these noises going on.
Yeah.
Not just a psychological one. Not psychological one. Not just a.
Well, you're just able to explain them all, aren't you? You're
exactly.
logically thinking about them as opposed to letting your imagination like run wild. So
Yeah,
it makes
exactly.
a lot
Yeah.
of sense.
So no, I don't think your fear was irrational at all, Brad, of sleeping on the sleeping facing the
you.
room.
I got over it in the end.
Although I will say, it is a bit weird. From my experience, why did you sleep facing the room? Because for me, I would sleep facing away so that I couldn't see if there was something
No,
there.
So you can surely.
No, because I faced the room, because then I'm facing whatever's there. If you turn your back, you don't know what's going on. Your eyes are closed anyway.
Yeah.
So, although that doesn't make any logical sense, right? I feel like with your back being turned, I don't know, there's just something about that
It's
which
more
made me
inviting,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
More inviting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Maybe,
maybe,
like,
yeah.
Deeply psychologically, it makes you feel like you're more able to confront whatever is there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's as opposed to just having your back to it.
maybe.
Just happening.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. You can actually literally.
Yeah, I
you
guess
feel like
so.
you can confront them. You feel like you can get up and go easy.
Yeah, do you know where it all started as well?
Where?
It all started from the Weeping Angels.
No, I think fair. That's very rational.
That's where it started.
See, I wasn't even allowed to watch that episode until I was like,
That episode
no
was
way.
it got
mad.
turned off when it came on.
Mad.
Yeah,
Absolutely mental. That first episode was actually quite frightening.
yeah. Have you seen that episode of Doctor Who?
I have now, but when I was younger, I never really watched Doctor Who that much, so I didn't really see it
That's
at the
fair.
time. So it never really messed me up particularly.
Yeah, I think it probably messed a lot of kids up.
Yeah.
I remember.
Fuck me.
Yeah,
I was gone.
It literally came on, and then they showed the Weeping Angel. My mum was like, "All right, we're going to bed now." Like, turn the TV off. So I didn't see it until a few years ago.
Sort of like bring it sort of back to music. The music that they use for the Weeping Angels is actually quite frightening as well. It's really good soundtrack actually for them.
Really?
Like, it's quite
It
scary.
really adds to the
Yeah.
atmosphere, mate. It is. They're really well designed and not suitable for a kids show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because that era of Doctor Who was like, well, that was the era that all us lot were growing up. Do you know what I mean? We were like, I don't know, 7 when that came out.
Oh, it's just a bit where like there's one in the background, and like they like I don't know, like a character will walk by, and then
And it's gone.
and then it moves like ever
Yeah,
so slightly, and
yeah.
I was like, fuck me, that is scary.
There's
That's
a-
actually quite frightening.
There's a gargoyle. We've got a little gargoyle statue on my balcony. You can sort of see it. And that's been around for like 12 years. And the first time I watched that Weeping Angel thing, I used to stare at it constantly because I was scared that if I looked away, it would move. So I think overactive imagination is basically what fucked us all over.
Do you know how they actually thought of that episode?
No, I don't.
So the writer, I can't remember what the name of the writer is.
Is it
but
Russell T Davies or was it?
No, I think it was
What was that?
Stephen Moffat.
Yeah. Okay.
Stephen
Oh, no,
Moffat's
yeah,
first
probably,
one,
yeah.
potentially. I don't know. I can't remember. But like, he basically thought of the Weeping Angels because like that whole like sense of it moved when he wasn't looking actually happened to him.
Okay.
So I think he went to like.
Oh, he got attacked by a statue.
Yeah. It came behind him. No, I think he went to like a graveyard or something. And
Yeah.
basically, there was like a statue there, and then he went back the next day, and it was gone.
Yeah.
But there was like no evidence of like construction work or like anything
Oh,
had
okay.
moved it. It was just wasn't there anymore.
Little
And
did
then that's
you
how he
know,
thought of
it
it.
was actually a busker. It was
Yeah.
one of those people like who made themselves a statue. Yeah.
It's an odd place to
Yeah.
take your business, though, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to go busking in a graveyard today. I don't think you're going to get that much passing trade.
No. Yeah. 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 No. It's interesting. It's a cool idea. It's been a bit overdone now, really. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going off that topic, do you think it's probably a good time for our first song?
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much this song relates to what we've been talking about, but James, do you want to say anything about this? Say a little bit, and then we can speak more after.
Yeah, I guess. When you said I needed to pick a song
Yes.
for Song of the Week, I did. I sat there and I thought long and hard about which song would be right.
Yep.
And I didn't think I'd just choose my favourite song, because I think that's an easy cop-out, you know.
Yeah.
I thought I'd try and find something that like means a lot to me, but also is like relatable to everyone. And I know you two are really into, you know, your sort of electronic
Yeah.
sort of club music, I suppose you could call it, dance
Oh, you
music.
look like
whatever
such
you
an
wanna
old
call it.
person. You just
You
like
know what I
club
mean?
music.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
do you
no, I know what you mean. Yeah. EDM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
precisely. I thought I would try and find a track that mixes that with the world of jazz, which is what I do
Oh,
mainly.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
So this is Kamal Williams, who's like a UK jazz artist. And yeah, it's a bit of a mix of sort of maybe house and jazz, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Do you want to say the name and I'll play it?
give it a spin. Yeah, this is Mr. Wu by Kamal Williams. we're back. And just in case you forgot what that song was in the 3.5 minutes that it was playing, that was Mr. Woo by Kamal Williams. Very tasty little tune there.
I feel like you still need to speak up a bit.
And
No. So anyway, right. Oh, I spilled vodka myself. Yeah. So that I enjoyed that. That was quality. Do you want to tell us a bit about the song? Where you
Glad to
discovered
enjoy
it? How long you've been listening to it? What you like about it?
Oh.
Anything? Just say some stuff about it. Go.
yeah, okay. How did I discover it? That's a good question. I think I discovered it when it came out. Yeah, right. so
Done.
yeah. I always liked Kamal Williams. And he released this new record, and I was like, that looks cool. I might go check that out. And I think that song stood out to me because it was so like non-conventionally jazz. Like it's jazz, but it's not jazz.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
It's jazz you can dance to, which I quite like the idea of.
Yeah. Not a lot of jazz you can dance to.
Well,
all
especially
of it, like-
nowadays, it can be quite non-accessible. You know, lots of weird fusiony stuff, lots of disgusting time signatures that you definitely can't dance to.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the idea of like a really nice track that's just in 4, you can have a great time to it, and it almost it does sound like a track that could be in a club, but it's just got some nice
100%.
tasty chords in there. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, this is
That's why
funny
it's
because
a
you
good
know
track.
what you're on about, and people go back and watch our podcasts where we're like, yeah, I like that bit
Yeah.
where it goes bum bum bum, or like something like that.
There's a whole clip of you, isn't
Yeah.
there? Boom, boom, boom.
But yeah, did you enjoy it, Brad?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was good. It was very funky, actually, which I
Yeah.
quite liked about it. So yeah, it was
It's
good.
nice. Yeah, I like the chords as well.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the minor nines.
Oh, well done,
Minor
Boris.
ninths.
Yes,
They were good.
Lots of minor
No,
nines.
the actual noise of the chords I enjoyed.
Yeah, some great synths.
The synths, yeah.
And they're all analog synths as well,
Oh, are they?
in case you're interested.
Oh well, I won't be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah. But all stuff you can make, yeah, lots of like Roland Dunos and things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
which are cool. But yeah, that's
Nice. I had
my
something
track of
I
the
wanted
week.
to say. Oh yeah. I think you've seen this as well, Brad. Have you seen the Thundercat Them Changes with Ariana Grande when they're at the Adult Swim Festival?
Oh yes.
I haven't
yes.
seen that.
You definitely have. I played
Have
it
I?
when you know
Oh.
Them Changes. Yeah. And it's with Ariana Grande, right, with Thundercat.
Oh really?
Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, bro.
Oh, it's a cracking
you,
video.
Yeah, because you talking about dancing to the
Yeah.
4/4 beat of that song
Yeah.
made me remember the bit in Them Changes when they do it live with Ariana Grande. They go into like a solo, and it's not in 4/4. You can see she's trying to dance to it, and she like can't get the rhythm right.
Can't find it.
Cause
out like that.
But that just reminded me of that. Don't know why.
Yeah. Thundercat's drummer is very ridiculous, and he
Oh,
likes...
what JD?
No, it's. Oh wait, it is JD Beck on that
It is
video, isn't
JD
it?
Beck,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
likes
Dome
playing
and JD
lots and lots and lots and lots of notes.
Yeah.
There's not much space in his playing, which is probably why Ariana Grande couldn't dance.
Yeah.
She had no idea where the start
Yeah.
of the phrase was.
I'll
or
show you
anything, so-
again, Brad. You've definitely seen it. But
Yeah,
I'll
I
show you
thought
again
you
after
meant to
because
show
it's really good.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Do you want to ask a question first, or am I? We're getting into our little interview part, really. I
Yeah,
guess.
we're gonna go interviewee
Oh my
now.
god.
Interviewee.
Yeah,
Alright.
so obviously we're going to bring guests onto the podcast.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that we spoke about originally, like before making this podcast, was about bringing people who have different music tastes to what mine and Boris's
Sure.
Yeah.
are, so you can broaden our spectrum of music, basically.
Yeah.
And then we
amazing.
can find out a little bit about you as well and what you do in the music scene.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I don't know, Boris, you know a little bit more than me about what James sort of does,
Yeah, yeah.
music-wise. So, what is it that you actually like do, basically?
Yeah.
'Cause
Give
I'm
our
quite,
audience
like,
give Brad
yeah,
Okay.
a general vibe.
So I guess you could class me as a session drummer. So essentially, at the moment, my job is just playing for loads and loads of people. I'm not playing for anyone specifically. You know, I'm not on tour with anyone. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
No one band is taking up all my time. So because of lockdown mainly. So at the moment, I'm doing like lots of recording for people. So you know, lots of people just send me their tracks and say, can you stick some drums on this? And generally that range is quite a lot in styles. I think recently it started to sort of narrow because people were like getting to know my sound and like what I'm good at and what I'm really not good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's starting to go down one path, which I'm really happy about because that's
Yeah,
that's the
100%.
stuff I like playing.
Well, it means you're like comfortable, and also you can, even though you're already good at it, you can improve even more because you can spend more time doing it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice to get asked to do stuff that you feel really passionately about.
Yeah, you're
'Cause-
enjoying your work.
Yeah, exactly. Because as much as I love playing drums, and as much as it is, it's really great. It's a lot of the time it can be really hard if someone sends you a track that just doesn't click with you. Not because it's not any good, just because it's not your thing, or you don't necessarily understand it. A lot of the time it can be hard to find inspiration. And there's ways and means around that. Go and listen to
Yeah,
music
yeah.
like that and stuff. But no, it's nice to be able to sort of hone in on what I really like doing, and it's nice that people are sort of recognizing me for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What actually got
Yeah.
you into like drums then, or being a drummer?
Oh, jeez.
Out of all of the musical instruments you could have played.
Yeah, well, so my dad is a sort of hobbyist drummer.
Right.
He plays drums just because he enjoys it. He's not a professional musician.
Yeah.
He's really great, but I don't.
Shots fired.
Well, no, I mean he just doesn't earn money from it.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
really
yeah.
great drummer. It's just the fact that he doesn't. That's not how he makes his living.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I actually don't think it was him necessarily. I think he helped because I was always at festivals when I was younger.
Sorry.
You know.
You just said your dad wasn't a professional drummer,
Yeah.
and he wasn't your inspiration.
Oh,
You
no,
said
no.
He just crushed his dreams.
He knows this is fine. He knows because it's not news to him. Trust me. And he did definitely help. Like a lot of the time, I'd be at music festivals, I'd be at his gigs, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is a really cool scene. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But this is all according to my mum. Technically, according to my mum, it was never actually my dad that made me go, I want to play drums.
Yeah.
It was a really menial, stupid percussion class.
Oh, really?
At my school, and my mum actually suggested that I went.
Oh.
So I started going to this like Latin percussion class when I was in like year 4 or something.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And played like Latin percussion. And then I didn't actually start playing drum kit until I started secondary school. And that was literally because there weren't enough drummers and someone needed a drummer for a gig. And they said, can you play some drums? And I said, I can try. So I did. So
So
that was
started.
actually, I guess that was actually the moment where I started playing actual drum kit. And then, from then on, I just sort of fell in love with it, and sort of gradually over the years went, oh, maybe I can do this for a living, and I'm still trying to work that out
Yeah,
to
fair.
this day.
No, it's
Um,
it's
yeah.
impressive though, because compared to me and Brad, you're basically a professional musician. Like we've been doing this for like 3-4 years. You've been doing this since you're very young. When was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I guess.
When was that video the very famous video
Oh,
of James Gullis?
No, yeah, okay. So just
Was that
just
in
for
secondary school?
some context here, I used to go to this place in Plymouth called Plymouth Music Zone, who I am going to give a shout out to,
Yeah,
because
go on.
they are absolutely great, and they deserve all the love they can get. But yeah, they made this like little mini documentary on YouTube, which you can find if you put in Jimmy Gullis if
Yep.
you want to.
I'll show you
really care.
after, Brad. It's
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's when did they do that? Was the question.
Yeah.
They did that. I think. Yeah, that must have been like year 7, I think, because I was playing
okay.
drums at that point. But yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
But so you've been doing it for literally ages compared to me and Brad.
Right. Yeah.
A lot more, and obviously very different in terms of what we do.
Yeah.
But still just as important,
Yeah.
obviously. More important, really. The drums are the
Well, I
foundations
don't know
of
about that.
most tracks. Do you know what I mean?
It's easy to get a drum sample nowadays, isn't it?
I know, yeah. That's a good question, actually. In terms of working with drums and stuff like that,
Yeah.
are you finding it's harder these days to sort of keep up with these like producers who are doing massive like mad beats with sample drums, or are you finding that it's still relatively sort of you got your niche, so you don't need to worry too much?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I think in the sort of area where I work, like the sort of jazz, hip hoppy sort of vibe,
Yeah.
it's not quite so bad because, you know, improvisation is very much a cornerstone of jazz, and
Yeah.
it's hard to make a computer sound like it's improvising.
Yeah, 100%.
But sort of on the broader sort of spectrum, I actually think acoustic drums are coming back into fashion.
Okay, yeah.
But people want them to sound more like computers. There's been a really massive movement recently where, you know, producers and that are saying, I want real drums on my track,
Yeah.
but can you make it sound like, you know, can you make your kit sound like an 808, for
Yeah,
example?
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you get like a hand clap sound in there somehow? And loads of companies have started like making things to help with this. So yeah, I actually think this is a really interesting time at the moment because
Sort of everything's fusing.
yeah,
and
the electric and the acoustic are really coming together. And I
I
mean,
was gonna say, yeah.
you're never going to go and see a pop act live and there not be a drummer.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know,
yeah,
so
it is.
I think there's definitely still work for us out there.
Yeah, and I was gonna say as well, you've got a I don't know if you do have it anymore, but what did you have? Was it an MPC, or was it you had that drum pad that
Oh,
you
yeah.
set up alongside your drum kit, and
Yeah.
it has electronic samples on it, and you play that with your sticks as well while
Yeah.
you're playing the rest of the drums.
Yeah, so I guess that's a sample pad, which is sort of, I guess, potentially something that's come from the MPC.
Yeah, I
Because
think so.
MPC would very much have to be played with your hands, so I guess it could be considered like a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
MPC potentially. But yeah, no, loads of people, like every pop gig,
No, that's
people
what made me think
use
of it. Is 'cause
use
I've
those.
seen
They'll
it a
have
lot.
an SPD and then they'll have a few acoustic drums, a few electric drums.
Yeah,
Because there is a lot of electric sounds in music.
yeah,
You know, with computers being that great at the moment and it being so, you know, so accessible to make music from the corner of your room, from your
Yeah.
computer, from your bed even, you know, that lots of electric sounds are getting in there, but people still like having people to actually trigger them, you know.
yeah.
people
No,
don't
100%.
relying on
I
computers.
yeah. But that's a good example of the sort of fusion of it, because that is electronic sounds alongside real acoustic drums.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Quite literally.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, yeah. Recently, I've been watching a lot of like Kenny Beats streams. Do you know Kenny Beats?
Yes,
He's
You have to educate me.
amazing producer. He's probably produced a load of songs you've heard. He's produced some really famous songs. I don't really.
yeah, none
I
that
can't
I've
list
named,
them.
to
I
be
can't
fair,
list
yeah.
them off the top of my head, but you've definitely heard his work. Before.
Yeah.
But he's recently got into playing live drums properly.
Oh, really?
Because he was talking about on his stream that he sort of knew how to play live drums, but he wants to learn more and more. And I saw him like looking at like different snares on stream and stuff
Oh,
like
cool.
that, and I was like, that's weird. Like he's such like an electronic, you know. I don't even know if he has a bloody keyboard. He just literally has his computer.
Yeah.
Can do everything on his computer.
Yeah,
It
right.
seems weird for him to be like, okay, I want to start acoustically playing drums and be able to sample that and do that in my track as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I do think I think drums are one of the hardest instruments to sample and sound like real drums. Because
yeah.
I would say 80%, 90% of the time, if I play some acoustic drums and electric drums back to back, you would instantly be able to tell
No,
what it is. Like
100%.
both of you, for sure.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, I would say 90% of the population could tell the difference.
Yeah, it is.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's
yeah.
fact, but I feel like
They do-
probably that's the case.
Yeah, well, it's that human thing of like electronic drums are just too perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no when you make
Yeah,
a
we were sort of talking about this the other day actually when we were making a song together. You said
Yeah.
that you don't like making your patterns like without your keyboard anymore because it's almost too perfect if they're all
yeah.
like,
I've recently started. When I was making the jingle for this podcast actually.
yeah.
yeah.
Is when I'm not making like 4x4 bass line or garage or drum and bass, when I'm making more like hip hoppy sort of stuff like chill hop, lo-fi, all that, I've stopped I've tried as much as I can to not write in all my drums or my chords. And I try as much to play them as it goes and then leave it be. because it does give it a real sense of like flow. It gives it that sense of like it's not automated.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And even if well, it's a good example of acoustic and electronic sort of mashing. Is because I'm playing electronic sounds, but I'm doing it, with my fingers. I'm doing it, and so it has that sense of like this is a real drum timing. However, but it's electronic drums.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're totally right, because, I mean, no matter how much of an incredible musician you are, no matter how good your time is, no matter how good your feel is,
There's always going to be...
Yeah, you're a human being. There are going to be imperfections, whether that's, not hitting your snare quite in the same place.
Yeah.
So it has a different timbre slightly, or whether that's, just your time fluctuating ever so slightly.
Yeah.
That's actually what makes a song, like, relatable to a human ear, because we're humans listening to it, so we want to hear other humans, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want to hear something that's completely dead on, because what all music comes back to is essentially your heartbeat. That's why humans love music, and your heartbeat isn't regular. Your heartbeat speeds up, it slows down, occasionally it skips a beat, So if we're listening to something that's perfect, it's just doesn't sit quite right, I think. So I think that's why people really love.
No, I agree.
for it
I
to
think
be a
there's
little
a
bit.
huge... I think it's a huge market as well. Fucking electronic music, electronic music being more acoustic. I think it's... The merging of it is like the perfect... Well, this came from me asking you if it's pushing you out of work, but I think in a way it's creating more work in some respect, isn't it, really?
No, I
think
think
there's a huge market for acoustic drums and acoustic whatever over electronic tracks.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. No, I mean, I've had work before from like dubstep producers. They've walked past the studio as I'm recording, and they've gone, "I love your snare sound. Can I have it? Can I sample you?" And 10 years ago that would never have happened, because they would just be like, "I don't need that." I got all my sounds I could ever need on my laptop. So it's
No, yeah, I saw a sample pack full of dubstep fills the other day, but the fills were all played acoustically.
That's
So it's
interesting.
like,
That is quite interesting.
It is,
That
isn't
is
it?
sort of going
back
in a way.
to what it used to be. It is. I suppose that happens with quite a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Really, though. Like,
I suppose that's true. Actually,
stuff gets so progressive, and then people go, "Actually, I kind of liked it beforehand."
Yeah,
and it sort of regresses a bit. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's almost going all the way back to like old school jungle.
Yeah.
Because that is literally all the drums from that are just samples of like old
Yeah.
James Brown grooves and stuff like that.
No,
so,
100%. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
reverting
sampling.
all the way
Yeah, sampling was the big thing. That sampling was basically the breakthrough of between electronic and acoustic. Is when people went, okay, we can take the Amen break,
Yeah.
and we can go, okay, cool. It's nice as it is. Let's then chop it up. Here we go. We got jungle.
Yeah.
We got drum and bass. We got
Exactly,
dubstep.
yeah.
We got all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the Amen break is the most sampled thing to exist, isn't it? I must be.
Yeah. No,
Like,
yeah, that and the funky drummer groove. Those two
Yeah.
are the most sampled drum things ever.
Yeah.
It's,
Which
Yeah,
is
pretty
mad,
cool.
and people are still. I mean, I still use the Amen break in my songs.
yeah, it's a
like-
cracking groove. How could
it
you
is.
not?
So yeah, I think that's a very interesting subject, especially between us as well, because electronic, acoustic.
Yeah,
it is like
definitely.
and
different sides of the coin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, and we're in talks of possibly producing a track together at some point.
Yeah,
I can get my head around that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you not jungle? I want to do a jungle
what
track
a
with.
banger!
I want to do jungle, but
certified banger. That
yeah.
way.
I would definitely be down for that.
I'll lay down a groove at some point of something, and I'll try.
You
and
know I'll
find
be
something.
down. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Chuck you some drums.
So one of the things that I was going to talk to you about actually as well was like, sort of like being in a band, and like so obviously you're obviously independent now, like obviously producing or giving drum samples or however
Yeah.
you do it to independent artists. Have you ever been in a band before? And what was that
yeah.
sort of like?
Sure.
You know he's been in a band. We've
Oh,
seen
well,
this band.
I
Oh my god, I have
Yeah.
seen your band. Of course
Yeah.
I've seen your band. Oh
yeah.
god, I can't believe it. Whole part of my life has just vanished.
So yes.
Yeah. I knew. Yeah.
And I do have a few projects at the moment. They're just not gigging.
Right.
So like I've got like a jazz trio, and then I play for a blues band as well. But obviously, at the moment, we're sort of just sitting.
You can shout them out. It's Kate Blue and Daybreakers.
The Daybreakers, yeah.
Which
and
one's which?
Cage of Blue. Cater Blue is my jazz trio, which is
Okay.
like, that's like my thing. You know?
Oh yeah, the Daybreakers is more because
Um,
I remember you saying that one of our friends would like, the friend that we lived with in Guildford would like some
yeah,
Daybreakers.
the Daybreakers.
Stuff,
That's
so-
like sort of bluesy, funky rock sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So yeah,
No, I
playing
heard
for
some
those,
of the
those two
I heard
things.
some of the Daybreakers stuff on the Instagram.
Oh, did you know?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It does sound good actually. It's interesting.
Mm.
But yeah.
So
Yeah,
sorry,
go on,
yeah.
sorry.
In
I'm-
answer to
I'm
your question,
butting
yes.
in.
Yeah, I've played in lots of bands, and I think it's a great atmosphere,
Hmm.
and I think it's an atmosphere that you guys are missing out on.
Probably, yeah.
No,
'Cause,
100%. Yeah.
You get some really interesting things happening live on stage. You have a really strict structure for a song, and then someone will play like the smallest thing, and it'll just give you this idea. That you can then bounce off, and that then gives you an idea, and then you can do
Yeah.
this sort of thing, and it's a really lovely sort of organic way to work, and I wish there was some way for like a producer to for like an electronic producer
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sit down and be able to bounce off people, and I guess you could if you sat in a
Well, I
studio
think
with a
so.
drummer or something, but
I don't know it's with live performances, you've got people like I've got to butcher his name. It's Marc Roublier. Is that how you? It's like French. The guy that's got the Loop Master.
no.
You know what
Who's-
Loop Master is? He's always got his shirt
Oh,
off.
sorry,
He's always in his underwear.
sorry. Yeah, that guy.
So
yeah, that guy.
That's like an example of someone who's because all his stuff's electronic.
yeah,
But then
that's
he's
very true.
producing
He's-
it live. He's
Yeah, on the spot.
So yeah, but obviously that's one person.
Mm.
So I sort of what you're sort of saying is if you could have that, but with multiple people or doing different their own bits of the band.
Yeah. It
No,
just
I
it just
agree.
makes for an interesting atmosphere. And also to add, I've always been very lucky when it comes to bands.
Hmm.
I've always managed to be in bands that I get on very well with the people.
Yeah, that was
In
going to be
the
my
band-
that was going to be my like next question.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
like have you ever had like riffs with people that are in the band, or like disputes of over, I don't know, band things, whatever they may be?
Not much. I've never been in like a long-term band, where I've sort of had disagreements with people, but I've done, sort of short, projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I have, that there have been issues, and again, that's the flip side. That's the not great thing about having to depend on other musicians to create your music. Because if you have an idea, it can be great for somebody else to come into that environment and go, this could be cool, and then you go, oh yeah, that's really great.
Yeah.
But also, you do have to give away a bit of creative freedom when you're working with other people. And I think generally I've got very lucky, and I've always managed to retain that or work with people that are very much on the same wavelength. But it can be really easy to lose like 90% of your creative
Yeah,
freedom
Yeah.
from all the other people in your bands. I've had arguments where singers perhaps would be like, I want this section to be this long because I don't want to be stood there
Yeah.
looking like an idiot for this
yeah.
long at the start of the song.
Really?
Yeah, and you go, well, no, that's how long it needs to be because
Yeah.
that's how long the chord progression is. You can't cut it in half. It doesn't make any sense. It's like saying, oh, can you cut your sentence in half, please?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to listen to it all. It's just like, it's not how it works. So yeah, there can be issues, but I've, fingers crossed, touch wood, been pretty lucky over the years to have not had that many falling outs.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, that might be your downfall. Famously, Oasis, none of them got along. Maybe you need to start not getting along with your bandmates.
Yeah, maybe.
You're-
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
that's
actually
right.
not a bad
Hit the
shout.
big
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
mate.
Maybe
But,
I do. Yeah.
No, fair. Yeah, that is that's a good question. That's a really interesting question. Yeah, I had one. I had a question. Forgotten it.
I do have another one as
Yeah,
well.
fire
Sorry,
away.
yeah, I'm
Go for it.
taking over.
quality.
So obviously you are independent now, and obviously we just spoke about you being in a band. Which do you prefer, as like you in general?
I prefer playing live.
Okay.
Unquestionably, it's the atmosphere you get. The audience enjoying it and people dancing, and that is definitely my favourite. I think that's the thing that I live for the most. And don't get me wrong, I really love working on tracks. from the studio and stuff, but it's never quite as rewarding as actually being on stage and actually seeing people enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's all well and good, getting like 10,000 streams on Spotify and be like, oh, people are clearly enjoying this,
Yeah.
But
It's not the same as them being there.
you don't really know, do you? You don't
Yeah.
know actually what they're thinking. So it's nice to have a.
So with like really enjoying like being on stage, do you ever get nervous while being on stage, or did you when you first like started?
Yeah, at the risk of sounding relatively pretentious, I did, but I don't anymore. It's too much. But I think that's more of a thing I've taught myself how not to be nervous.
Yeah.
I have, before I go on stage, I have like a routine of things I know I need to do. I know I need to get my cymbals out and put it on the house kit if there's a house kit there, or I need to set up my drum kit. And then I've got a sound check, and then I've got to potentially get changed because the artist who I'm playing for has a specific costume or a look that they want.
Yeah.
And then I need to warm up. I have all these things I have to do, which doesn't give me time to be nervous. I think it's like you get into the flow of it, and by the end of that flow, you're like, oh, I've just done a gig. I didn't even think about it. So I think. Yeah, if I'm going into a situation where I'm uncomfortable or a situation that I haven't done before, I can get a bit nervous. So if I'm maybe I'm going and auditioning for something, then I get nervous. Or if I'm going and doing a first rehearsal with a band I've never played for, that will be a bit nervous because I'm not sure how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But as soon as I can take the sort of unknowns out of a situation, I know that I'm not going to get nervous and I can crack on.
I think that's quite an interesting point actually, because I was thinking about this the other day, right? So, with like feeling nervous, I always find that if I'm in work and I've got to like have a meeting with someone where I'm telling them that their performance is bad, because I'm working and I'm doing things like leading up to the point of doing it, I don't feel nervous about having a difficult conversation with someone. But when we used to DJ loads and before we used to go factory, obviously it's a lot different. Like we just have to go there, plug our USB in, and take over. It's not that like difficult. We're not preparing for anything.
Yeah.
So like the thought process of shit, I'm gonna be playing now.
Yeah.
Like makes me more nervous. So
Really?
maybe the key to not being nervous is to keep yourself busy.
Fair.
Definitely,
I found when gigging, the key to not being nervous, get a good couple drinks in before you fucking start on the decks, mate.
Slippery slope.
Yeah.
Slippery
that's
slope.
completely dangerous. That is.
Don't be sober when you're on the decks is what I found was best for me. Although I agree. Before gigs, when I do play, which hasn't been for over a year now, when I do play, like when I'm DJing, I do get really nervous beforehand.
Oh, I shit
But I
myself.
feel like as soon as I get up there, it goes. Because it's like
Because
seeing
you're
these
doing
people,
something.
and it's like, yeah, these people are here to see me. Often, maybe about 4 of them, but it's something about it just clicks in my brain. I'm like, oh, this is like I don't know.
I think like, the only time I've ever not been nervous when playing a DJ gig was when we did I can't say it really, can I?
Yeah, probably.
We were in a promotion group ages ago, like the first one that we were ever in.
Oh, I wasn't involved in this, I don't think.
Oh, it was called Blacklight Promotions.
Yeah.
And we did a gig at Factory. And I can't remember what time I was on, but like the actual like downstairs bit of Factory before they got rid of it was packed.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And like I remember like I was just like, I'll just like go in and just like put your like whole effort into it.
Yeah.
And because I was like enjoying what I was actually listening to, I didn't really think about what I was doing, and it actually flowed quite well. I think when I overthought like my sets, so I would plan like every single.
You're more likely to sort of
I
mess
just
up a bit.
100%. Yeah, it just didn't flow very well at all.
I think that's another really interesting point of the sort of overthinking sort of side of things. If I've really planned everything out, I think I'm actually more likely to make mistakes because I'm actually thinking what's coming next, and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the most organic music, a lot of my best playing is when it's just happening.
Yeah,
and not
you're in the zone.
Yeah,
Just sort of not you know what's coming next, but you're not thinking about it.
Yeah,
This is
just happens.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. That makes
I think with me as well. In terms of a lot of the reason I don't get nervous about gigs as well is I've never done have I? No, I've never done a paid gig at the moment. So a lot of the time it's like a free party at factory or something. So in my mind it's like, okay, cool. If it's not that good, it doesn't really matter because they'll let me on next time. Like,
Yeah,
there's
that's
always
true.
a next time.
That's very true. I never thought of that.
But yeah, I've one more. I have a question,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go to the next song because
Yeah.
I'm really desperate for a wee, and also it's
Okay.
coming up to like an hour and 10 already.
Yeah.
My question is, so when you're in the Daybreakers,
Yep.
that's the bond. The bond. That's the
Bond.
bond. The
Yeah.
bond between no. So when you're in Daybreakers, you've been sponsored, haven't you? Wait, is that with Kate
yes.
Blue?
No, that's the
It's
Daybreakers.
with Daybreakers, yeah. Okay. So my question is, when you first heard that you were being sponsored by like a company,
Yeah.
did that sort of insight like, okay, this is going somewhere further than just playing gigs and stuff? Because getting sponsored is quite a big thing for a band.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's not by the biggest sort of brand,
No.
did it sort of incite the feeling of like progression and like, I don't know, just tell me how you felt basically when you
Yeah.
first
No.
heard about it.
Definitely, and I think at the moment there not being any gigs, any tours, it's nice to see that people are still like noticing you, and people still think that you are valid.
Yeah.
Because somebody wants to use you to promote their things,
Yeah.
and it sort of gives you, oh, okay, this is gonna work out. So I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think in the moment you don't necessarily think about it. It's just like it's something else that's happening.
Yeah.
This is, I've got this sponsorship. That means I've got to go up to London. It means I've got to do this photo
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess now I think about it, it's nice. It's nice to know that people are listening and people are paying attention to you, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also would say it's important, if there are any aspiring musicians out there, it's important not to let like those things get in the way.
So not to have it basically be like, okay, I'm working towards this in a way.
Don't
let it come naturally.
Yeah, don't let you get ahead of yourself and be like, oh, I've got this sponsorship now.
Yeah,
like this is
yeah.
it. Like I've made it.
Yeah.
I don't have to put any effort in now.
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't really think about it. I think is the best way to go about it. Just this is the thing.
Quick question. Sorry, I know you need to
Yeah.
go for a wee.
Yeah, please.
How did it feel when you got your first sponsorship though? Like, what was the feeling? Like, because obviously you said like, obviously you don't want to be like, yeah, I've made it. Like, I don't really need to care anymore.
Yeah.
But like, how did it actually feel like to have like a sponsorship? Because that is a big deal.
Sure.
Well, I would like, obviously be overjoyed with it. And I'm sure you were as well. But like, how
Definitely.
did it feel? Like,
So I'll talk about a slightly different sponsorship than the shoes one, because I feel like
yeah, there we go.
like,
Flexing's
I was
over.
getting my notebook out.
Yeah.
about half a
Page
year
55.
ago, I got approached by a cymbal company who wanted to sponsor me, and at first, it was an amazing feeling, because it does feel like, okay, this is, I'm actually progressing. I'm getting noticed, and
Yeah.
it is a really, really, really cool feeling. And it's important not to let yourself get ahead of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird, because at the same time I didn't end up taking this sponsorship.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
you just got offered it.
I got offered
That's
it.
interesting.
Yeah, and I sort of, at first I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to do it, and I called everyone I knew, and I was like, I've got offered this sponsorship. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I was, everyone was like, oh, that's amazing. What are you gonna do? And I was like, I think I'm gonna take it. And they're like, are you sure this is right? Maybe you should leave it a day or so. And I slept on it, and gave myself some time to actually think about what was right. And I figured out that it wasn't the right sponsorship for me. It wasn't right for my sound. It wasn't right. It just wasn't right. So yeah, that initial reaction was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I bet,
I've got
yeah.
a sponsorship. It
Yeah.
sounds so cool. To be able to say I've got a sponsorship to my name. But yeah, it's
I
Not
have
always
another
got-
question,
you've
but
got
I
sort
feel
of-
like Boris might actually wee
Not
himself.
always-
I don't know if
not
I
always
ask
right.
it.
You got to sort of humble yourself before you make a decision.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let the excitement of being sponsored get the better of you, because
Yeah.
you can end up getting yourself into some awful situations.
I think that's a similar experience to what happened when I released some music. I released a collab on a label. And I think initially I was like, this is it, I'm blowing up big time. I don't think I've released a song since. I went back and I looked at it and I was like, this is cool. I want to get to the point where I can make music to this level, sort of thing.
So
go for it. I'm going
just-
to go for a wee
just
while
go for it,
going
go
on,
for it.
'cause
Yeah.
So-
I'm literally about to.
so was the one that you decided not to do your first one that you ever got offered?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you not pick it?
There was quite a list of
Without
a long-
revealing
a
too
long
much
list
about
of-
like.
about what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was quite a long list. So it was. I won't say who the cymbal company was,
Mhm.
but it was a cymbal company. They were offering, to give me a load of cymbals. But there was a lot of things in the terms and conditions that I just thought would not end up actually being good for me. So things
Yeah.
like I was only allowed to play their cymbals, full stop, if I was doing any live performance, if I was doing any recording, anything I did that was either published or in public, I would have to be using exclusively their cymbals.
Oh wow, that's quite a big.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And
So was that like for however long the sponsorship lasted,
Yeah.
or was that just like, oh right, okay,
yeah,
all right,
that was
fair.
however long, and this sponsorship was 2 years.
Oh wow, quite a while then.
Which is, I mean, yeah, it's not like signing a 10-year contract, but
Yeah.
at the very start of my career, which only like 20, I'm still in the very early stages. 2 years
Yeah.
is quite a long time. A lot can happen in 2 years.
Yeah, definitely.
And I didn't want to be able to not experiment.
Yeah.
And another one of the things is that this company wasn't based in the UK and they didn't have any distribution in the UK. So if I was like doing a tour, I couldn't just be like, oh, can you hook me up with these cymbals? I would have to, I would have to get them all over from America, and I'd have to
Yeah,
like travel
yeah.
around with them, and it just
Right.
wasn't right. And also relating to my sound, I didn't think it would be right for my sound. I feel like I've sort of managed to develop a sound that sounds relatively like me, and I thought if I end up taking this sponsorship, it could end up jeopardizing that, because I have to essentially change all of my cymbals. I have to get rid of all of the cymbals I've ever owned and use these, and they might not quite be the same.
Yeah.
And it just might not. I just didn't think it was right. So yeah, I ended up not taking it. So those are the main reasons, really.
Yeah. That's
So
interesting.
on that note,
Yes.
I've not the next song. We will literally do it in a minute though, because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
However, on that note, what between you and the rest of the people in Daybreakers made you decide that this sponsorship that you now have is the one to go for?
It's a funny story.
Yeah.
We decided by not deciding.
Oh,
Pretty
really?
much.
Okay.
I was pretty much told, we've got this cool sponsorship.
Yeah.
Do you want to come to London on this date and do a photo shoot with this company?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't really have a problem with it, because with the other sponsorship, it was completely musical. It was to do with my sound. It was cymbals.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
something
yeah.
I
So it's
something
something
I
you'd have
use.
to use, and it would affect. Well, it would affect like how you play and also how you sound and.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas this other sponsorship was it's a fashion company. It's a shoe. It's a shoe company.
Out, mate. They'll give us some money for it.
I don't want to say anything, just in case.
Get them sponsor this way.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
definitely.
I've seen them. They look quality. The shoes.
They're lovely shoes. They are.
Are
they
they
really lovely
shoes that I will know?
No,
Probably not.
Because
Probably
I
not.
didn't know. I mean,
It's
Oh.
it's a smallish
they're
sort
not
of
shoes
London.
you'd wear either. I don't think.
No, probably not.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
fair,
small
that's
London
fair.
fashion company.
Okay, all right.
But the reason I
You'll probably shout them out.
didn't
It's
have
not-
No, we'll bleep it. We'll bleep it. We don't want to ruin anything.
the reason I didn't have a problem with it was because it didn't affect my sound in any way.
Yeah.
It didn't really affect anything, to be honest. Just a
Yeah.
pair of shoes,
Exactly.
and I really love the shoes. They're really nice, and I was happy to be
obviously.
a part of the company and have my face to that company.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just felt right, and it wasn't for me. It was for the band.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it wouldn't span all of my musical explorations. You know, like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
it's
have to
just
wear these shoes in
it's just
Caterer. It was
exclusively
just
that
this
band.
band. I had
So
to
do you
wear.
reckon the cymbal company are trying to get like artists early so that they have to use their symbols? Like, do you reckon that was like a ploy by like the
Probably,
company?
yeah.
Yeah, very
So like
potentially.
any up and coming artists are like,
Yeah,
get them in
Yeah,
quickly,
get in
give them a
there now.
sponsorship, they'll take it because it's their first one, and then
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
not
very-
stuck with us, but like they have to then use
well,
us.
Yeah,
I've-
for 2 years they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had things like that before actually. I get obviously you get a load of scam emails when you're fucking uploading stuff to SoundCloud, but I've got a few genuine emails from like these labels that are like, "Do you want to be a part of our label? We really like your music," all that sort of stuff. You go onto there, and you can tell that they are literally just like, "Oh, this person's got 200 followers. Let's invite them to our label." They get like 7 plays on our fucking profile, but they clearly can't upload anything else because they're in a contract. I've got a lot of offers. I
Yeah.
think it happens quite a lot. Like, so it's probably that's probably what happened to you.
Definitely. I think a lot of the smaller companies and like the labels you're talking about and like the cymbal company, perhaps I'm not saying that this is exactly what they do.
Yeah,
but maybe they think, you know, oh, this guy's young, he's impressionable, he'll see he's got a sponsorship, he'll get really excited,
Yeah.
and he'll just take it and won't look at the terms and conditions. And I think maybe that's how they get a lot of their artists. And I think you could very
Why not?
well be right there, because in
Yeah.
the future they could go far. I mean, if they don't, they haven't really lost anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. exactly.
Other than a few symbols, but you know,
Yeah.
you know.
For a simple company, I think they'll probably be alright.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With losing a few.
Yeah, fair. No, it's interesting. So going off cymbals, I think we should move into drums, possibly some bass, and I think we should play our next song, which includes cymbals, drums, and bass.
Nice. Ah,
Um,
right.
So, Brad, do you want to tell us a bit about the song?
Yeah, so this is Shock 1 Till Dawn.
Yeah.
I found this song because I listened to Shock 1's Follow Me,
Yep.
which is an absolute tune. Which
I think it's been played on there, hasn't
Has it?
it? You already said that like you're scared.
Because
Oh no, maybe it hasn't.
if it hasn't, I really wish I'd picked it. But
Oh, okay, that's all right.
no. To be fair, all of Shock 1's tunes are really good. So, and I think similar to Harriet Jackson's one, it was in UKF's Drum and Bass 2020 mix. And yeah, I've just been really into Shock 1 lately, so I thought
Cool.
I'm gonna bring this along and see how you enjoy it.
All
A
right.
little bit different to James's song. It's going right back
Yeah.
into every other podcast song
That's
we've
all
played,
right.
but you know.
Right, here we go. This is Till Dawn by Shock 1.
Time to
that was Shock 1 Till Dawn.
We can redo that if you
No,
want.
no. We move.
I thought it was a fucking cat.
Yeah, that fucking scared the shit out of me. Yeah, that was Shock 1 Till Dawn. Yeah, as I said, I've sort of listened to Shock 1 after I listened to Follow Me and sort of delved a little bit more into his music. I don't really have a lot to say about it apart from that, really. I just really like the tune. I think it's got a nice vibe. Quite heavy for drum and bass, actually. It's not very dance floor,
No.
which we've been listening to quite a lot recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what did you guys think of it?
Right, yeah, James, you tell. I've got something to say about this. Not this specific tune, but God, what do you think about it?
I thought it was great. I thought it was an awesome track.
Oh.
There's some really tasty bits in there.
Yeah.
Some like sick bass lines that I was like well jamming to. It was really cool. And I thought this as we were sat here listening to it, and I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to come across ignorant because I don't know a lot about electronic music and all that sort of stuff. But the synth sounds were very Pendulum, I thought, which is
I do
which is
agree
not
with
a
you on
bad
that.
thing.
No, I do
Pendulum
agree.
have some cool synth sounds.
They do.
And there were some tasty synths in there. So
I don't think that's pretentious at
yeah,
all, really.
no,
No,
I
not
just
at
you
all,
know,
not at
yeah,
all.
so, yeah.
Pendulum they're a staple of drum and bass.
I just didn't want to say the like one of
Yeah,
the most
no,
famous names.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that sounds like Pendulum. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, no, there are some big Pendulum vibes. Yeah, so I was, I really like that tune. That is the first time I've heard that tune.
Is it?
You'll be happy to know.
It's so
A drum
hard to
and
try and
bass-
find a song that you've never
You
heard
struggle,
before.
I know.
It's actually
I just
harder
listen
to
to
pick that than like my song of the week.
Yeah.
I'll pick a song and be like, oh no, Boris has heard that. I can't play that. And I'll be
You
like,
can do that. I don't mind if I've heard it. But so what I was going to talk about is drum and bass is. I've recently noticed getting really big. Like even though we're in lockdown, it's getting really big internationally. Because I recently saw a poster for a festival in, I think it was America. Actually, I take that back. Probably not America, because America's still massive COVID pandemic. I think probably New Zealand or Australia then.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, it was really obviously New Zealand or Australia, because I just realised what I'm going to mention. Anyway,
It was called Didgeridoo.
yeah, it's got shrimp on the barbie.
At Melbourne.
Yeah. No, so basically, it was a 3-day festival, and on day one, so on the Friday or whenever it was, the headliner was Shock 1,
Oh really?
and I was like, oh, fair. It must be like a drum and bass sort of music festival for Shock 1 to be the headliner. I don't remember who was on day 2, but on day 3, the headliner was Tame Impala. And that made me go, oh my god, we're sort of at the stage where big drum and bass artists like Shock 1 are now headlining alongside people like Tame Impala.
Yeah.
That is insane. And obviously that's why it's...
That's mental.
I don't know if Tame Impala is from New Zealand or Australia, but they're one of the two.
They're from Australia.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I know.
Because, you know, the Wiggles
Because
are
the
from Australia.
Wiggles
yeah.
are from Australia, and the Wiggles covered their song.
Yes. Okay, well, that's a shout-out. If anyone wants something amazing to watch, the Wiggles covering Tame Impala's Elephant is honestly... Oh, yummy, yummy is all I can say to that one.
Oh, yummy.
Here we go. Right, but yeah,
Very
so...
cool.
Yeah, I didn't really have any more questions.
So, sorry, I'll just completely change the subject. So, sort of going back to like, James, your life,
Yep.
right?
Our guest.
What's sort of your plan for the future then? Because obviously we spoke about how you got into music and what you've been doing now. What's the future goal for you?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the overall goal is to be completely living off just playing music, which would be amazing.
So, are you at the moment, or is it sort of like an extra bit on the side? Well, not extra bit on the side, but like
no, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
No. So, due to like lockdown and things,
Yeah.
at the moment, it's very hard for any musician to be able to make a decent living.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for lockdown, then potentially, like
Mm.
it could definitely be on its way. So, Yeah, no, at the moment, I'm not like 100% dependent on just playing drums, which is
Yeah.
a shame. But you know, like I've only just come out of uni, so I wasn't necessarily expecting to be completely dependent on music yet. But no, not at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. The overall plan once COVID is not so much of a biatch. Just be back in London all the time because that's where all my gigs are. You know, at the moment I'm like commuting every like other weekend
Oh, really?
just to do like recording sessions and gigs and stuff, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. You know,
Yeah,
to do
I
a
imagine.
6-hour drive every weekend. But yeah, so yeah, just get there and hopefully make it sort of work in the UK jazz scene because that's what I feel like really passionately about. Like that sort of where that Kamal Williams chap
yeah.
is like doing that sort of area of music. But to be honest with you, I'm happy with whatever happens. Just take it as it comes. If I end up playing for a random, you know, South African dubstep like acoustic
the famed
acoustic
South
trio,
African dubstep trio.
then like so be it. I'll be very much happy as long as I'm playing drums. So yeah, just whatever happens really. Just see what comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So you mentioned uni a bit then, and I wanted to ask. So I've before talked about my experience with uni. Obviously, if you don't know, me and James went to uni together.
We did.
Lived in the same house.
We did.
I want to know. We have very different experiences,
Yeah.
and I want to know overall, how was it? How was uni? How was uni? But also, I mainly want to know, what was it like living in a house with moi and
Yeah.
also the other people we lived with? You know,
Yeah.
that sort of situation. What you know, give us some highlights, give us some low points, give us whatever, give us your overall.
Okay. For personally,
Yeah.
uni was great,
Yep.
but not because of uni.
Mm.
The actual degree itself, like you know, I obviously I learnt some bits and pieces, but the most important thing for me from uni was the people that I met. Coming from the West Country, coming from Plymouth,
Yeah.
I didn't have any contacts in and around London, so and to be a successful musician, really, you need to be in London or maybe Manchester, basically. The only two places really you can be.
Yeah.
So
huge music scenes in both of them. as
yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I needed a way to get into those music scenes, and the logical way for me seemed to be do a degree, because you meet loads of new people and you're doing what you love, or doing what I love anyway. So it seemed like a good idea. But yeah, the thing that I enjoyed the most about uni was meeting the people and then getting the links, because all of the gigs I'm doing at the moment, every
because of-
single one are because of uni. They're people that I met through uni or people that I met through people that I met at uni.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
That's
So-
fascinating, actually. So that literally every single one is from a connection you've made with uni.
Yep.
That's fascinating. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
I think.
And I mean, whether that's like directly, you know, like somebody I met, I'm playing with them, or whether, you know, somebody I met's mate said, "Oh, do you know any drummers?" And they've gone, "Oh, I know this one guy that would be good for your project," and
Yeah.
then they've come to me. So it might not be people that I know, but it's people that my mates know, or people that went to the same uni as me. So yeah, everything I'm doing at the moment are through uni connections, pretty much.
Yeah. See, that in itself is like
It's impressive.
crucial,
Yeah.
isn't it? So like that makes the whole experience worthwhile, really, in a way.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's mental.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But I can see how potentially, I mean, I don't know what you've already said on the podcast, but I can see how maybe for
Said a lot.
an electronic music producer, it can be, the environment isn't quite the same, because
Yeah.
obviously for me, if I want to make music, I need other musicians.
Yeah,
I need a guitarist if I want to do a jazz trio, because
Yeah.
I cannot play guitar.
Yeah.
Whereas for you, you know, it's a lot more independent, so
It's,
it just might not be, you know, it's for you, uni might not have been, you know, quite so much finding the connections, because there might be better ways for you to do
I
that,
don't
I
know,
guess.
though.
I don't-
I guess, but also I've said this before, but I'm happy to repeat it. I think what I was saying is that the course that I took was the electronic producer course.
yeah.
That's not narrow enough. That is
right. Yeah. Okay.
anything that can be produced on a computer,
Mhm.
and that's what I didn't realise before going uni. It's like I went in going, I want to make drum and bass, I want to make bass line, I want to make garage. Yeah.
Yep.
Here I come in here, they're going, oh yeah, here's how you make fucking hip hop. And
Yeah.
at the time, like I was like, I don't care. Like what?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to know how to make that.
Mm.
You know, they're showing me how to use plugins in a certain way for a certain music taste that isn't my own. You know, we've got like people like trying to show us like how to make techno beats and stuff.
Mhm.
And not even that. It's more so. It's not even the composing part. It was more the mixing and mastering part, which I struggled with because it's like, okay, this isn't how I want to mix and master my songs.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And I definitely said this on a podcast before, but making connections, although not the same as you, because making connections in uni for you was, it's going to like progress me forward. I'm going to be able to get gigs. For me, it was, I learned a lot more.
Mhm.
So I made connections. I made a couple friends, and then I think I said this on last week's one. My friend, who I won't say, you met him, in one lesson where neither of us were paying attention, he taught me how scales work, musical scales work.
Yeah.
That's been essential to my music making
Of
ever
course.
since.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I learned, so I think the good thing about uni is connections, 100%.
Mhm.
And I learned a lot more from my friends than I did from
Yeah.
uni, unfortunately.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's actually quite interesting what you said about the fact that your course wasn't specific enough. Because I think the other thing that I quite enjoyed with uni was the fact it wasn't specific. That's why I chose that course.
Yeah.
I could have done a degree where I, gone to like a conservatoire and I specified, what's the right word? You know what I mean? I only did jazz.
Yeah.
I could have done a degree where the only thing I learned was
specifically
how to play jazz.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that because at the end of the day, that's not how to become a well-rounded musician, is it? That's not gonna
Yeah.
give me the most opportunities possible.
how to become a jazz musician.
Yeah, it's gonna give me a very narrow, sort of narrow path of opportunities.
Okay. Yeah.
Which for some people is great, but I sort of wanted to go into uni thinking, I like jazz, but I like lots of things. I want to find out what I can do, and also I don't want to like pigeonhole myself too much. I want to be able to get a rock gig or get a reggae gig or get a jazz gig. So I think that's why actually it was quite good for me. But it's interesting that's why for the same reason it being good for me is why it was
100%.
bad
Yeah.
for you. So yeah, that's really interesting.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think that's okay. Fair. Go on. What's with the second part of that question then? With
Oh yeah.
living with me and two other people because we swapped housemates.
Yeah.
What was the experience with that? Had that?
Overall,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
Overall, it was great. There were definitely
Overall.
there were definitely
There are
some
downtimes.
If I'm looking at the graph, there's definitely some low points
yeah.
then.
there were definitely some difficult moments.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if the other person who I think we're thinking about is listening
The
to
original.
this, the OG,
The OG
other housemate.
original.
Do I know the original?
Yes.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah, I know the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry,
He knows that there were difficult points. He does.
When he did that impression of me when I was angry, I could have snapped his neck right there, mate.
So-
I've never been so angry in my life. Yeah.
Can you set the scene for me? I really want to know what he
Okay.
did.
Yeah, we can tell the story, can't we?
Yeah, yeah, we can tell the story.
'Cause we're
I
not
don't think
saying who
he
it
won't
is.
mind anyway as well.
No.
Who
Who do you want to be? Do you want to be?
I'll
Do you want to act it out?
I'll be him. I'll be
Okay,
him
okay,
because.
cool, okay.
But you got to set up the situation because I didn't remember what it was about. Because I just remember being in the. I remember going for a shower.
Wait, hang on, are you using names? Fake name.
Oh,
it,
should we use
fake
fake
name
names?
It, fake name it. Yeah.
Well, you're Boris,
yeah, okay.
and I'm. Let's say
Tough decision.
it is actually.
Of all the names in the world you can now pick.
I'll be Russell.
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 Nice. I like
Fair.
that.
Okay.
That's good.
I'll move for that.
Okay.
Um,
well, no, you can be James.
Okay, so
So, cause,
Well, am I in this as well?
Because I
I
yeah,
was, yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair. All right. Yeah. Cool.
because I interjected because it was original. Well, we both talked about it.
Yeah.
So, when we lived in the flat together, the house together.
Yeah, thank you.
How many of them you had?
I'm
Lovely
not.
three-bedroom.
I'm not a confrontational person. Like, I'm not a
No.
confrontational person at all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
if I wanted to confront the other person in the house, I'd go to James, and I'd be like, look,
Right, okay.
this person's doing this. It's pissing me off.
Russell's doing this.
Russell's doing
pissing
this.
you off.
Yeah.
Russell's pissing me off. I don't really know what to say. Can you do this? Because I don't know. I don't like confronting people. And essentially, that's probably going to get picked up on my phone. But
Oh, shit.
essentially, this was nearing the end of when they left.
Yeah.
And it had been going on for so long. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. This was like the last thing. And I don't think I've ever snapped. Like
No,
that.
I've
I haven't
never
snapped like
never
that
seen
since.
it.
Right, I'm ready.
So-
Set the scene. Let's do this.
So you got to tell us.
I need to ask you a question. Was it the chicken and fish incident, or was it just a general
It might-
smoking being
I-
a bit of a poo?
I think it was a chicken and fish incident, wasn't it?
Okay, here we go.
Hang on, sorry. It's got a name.
Yeah.
That's
it's
the-
got-
that is-
Oh yeah.
That's the
Oh, yeah,
best
oh,
name
yeah,
of an
oh, yeah,
instant
oh,
I've
yeah.
ever heard
Also,
in my life.
this podcast has got to go over.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
Whatever.
sure,
This
for
might be
sure.
an extra long one. Anyway, go on.
So
Oh, I can't.
let's say it was a nice day in
Well, it
October.
starts at
it was
night.
October.
It was,
Yeah.
it was a nice day in October.
Yeah, it was a
So
nice day in
I-
October.
Okay,
Well, it
so
doesn't
like a- was
technically
it- was
start
it-
at night.
What was the weather like? Was it brisk?
Oh,
was it?
it was for an
Cold.
October day.
It's
I think
cold.
it was sunny, quite
Okay.
a nice day, but it was
cold.
quite
It was
cold.
always cold.
Okay.
We had
Yeah.
single pane windows in the whole house.
Fair enough. Yeah.
we were
alright.
freezing constantly.
Yeah, living the high life.
Yeah.
Not
the high.
we were sitting in the front room having our tea, and Russell goes, "Gonna go out to this, or I'm gonna either go and
Yeah.
meet a mate, or I'm gonna go out to a party tonight, a house party tonight."
Yeah.
Like, cool, okay,
Yeah, go
have
for
a
it.
good one.
Yeah. Don't be too loud when you come in.
Yeah, don't be too
As
loud when you
always.
come in. You know,
Was
as
that
always.
was that the crucial part of the?
No,
No.
not really.
Okay,
No.
fair enough. Alright,
I
fair.
mean, he was always loud.
Yeah.
Russell was always loud when he came in, but
Russell goes off. Me and Boris probably watch like the most expensivest or something.
yeah,
along
most
those lines.
expensive. Or we played Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah,
You know, one, two.
the two
probably.
pastimes that we
Yeah,
mostly did
yeah.
after eating our lasagna.
Yeah.
It's a relatively normal evening. We go to bed. Then I wake up at about 9 o'clock in the morning and think,
So
That's-
you're waking up. You're waking up.
yeah,
You're James.
Yeah. That's a very weird smell.
Oh, what's that smell?
Yeah.
I can smell.
And then I think I had a lot of garlic last night. I had a lot to drink. Maybe it's my breath. That's honestly what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, what's that? Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
So I go back to sleep, not thinking
Oh,
twice
okay.
about it. Yeah. I then wake up an hour later at 10 o'clock.
Mm.
And I think, no, that strong definitely is not my breath. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still asleep because I'm.
It's still here. What is
Yeah.
that smell?
So I'm still asleep at this point because
My-
you woke me up.
Yeah, my bedroom door is shut at this point. And I get up and I open up the bedroom door. Yeah.
Yep. That's a fucking good sound effect.
At that moment, I knew something wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
It was awfully smoky in the upstairs on the landing.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a little bit strange. That
Yeah.
it shouldn't be this smoky.
No, yeah.
Generally, this house isn't filled with sort of fog.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember as well because you knocked on my door and I woke up and I was like, "You alright? What's going on?" And you're like,
Wait, hang on, whoa, hang on. I did that. Oh wait, I'm
"Oh,
James.
sorry,
isn't I?
you're
Yeah,
me."
I'm
So
you,
I
yeah.
woke up. I woke up.
Now I tell you what, this is overly confusing.
Yeah, no,
This
yeah,
is- you
because
just-
like,
you
yeah,
just be
it's
you.
getting weird.
Let's
You
just
just
play
be you.
ourselves.
Yeah.
No, because if he's Russell,
no,
he
you
doesn't
be
know
you.
what the
He'll
action
be me.
is.
But
You'll be
you.
Russell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So I wake up. I go, "Oh,
no, I
James
knock on
is-
your door, don't
yeah."
I?
So go.
Oh, thank you.
I
yeah.
go. Oh, fucking hell! I won't sleep. Fucking, what do you want, mate?
Boris,
Jeez.
it's quite foggy out here.
I go, "Oh, let me have a look." I open my door. Fucking hell! What's going on?
Yeah.
Jesus. Actually, no, I don't think I did at this point. I think you sorted it out before you woke me
I
up.
think
didn't
that's
you?
true. I think so. I opened up the door. I thought
So I'm
that's very
still
foggy.
asleep. Fuck that off. I'm still
Yeah,
asleep.
Boris is
Okay.
actually still asleep. Ignore everything
So I
we
used
just
to go to
said.
bed at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I think, well, it looks quite foggy up here. I'm going to see if the problem is downstairs, because that was my first port of call. So I go around, go down the stairs, open up the dining room door, and literally a plume of smoke came at me, and I was like, oh dear.
Yeah.
And it smelled so bad. Like this is
Yeah.
the worst
At
smelling
this
smoke
point,
I
when
have
stuff like this happens, we don't
ever
panic.
smelled.
We're so fucking used to it that we're just like, oh, this again.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
so,
like,
oh, fuck
I was like, this
here we
isn't
go.
good. But I went into like I don't get nervous before a gig. I went
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
I've got to do this mode, you know. So yeah, walked into the kitchen because I thought that could be where the problem is. There's lots of gas in the kitchen. Maybe let's see if it's in there. Went into the kitchen and yes, that is where the issue was.
Yeah.
We had a gas oven.
We had a
by the
gas
way.
oven.
Oh no.
I thought
That's really not good.
No.
this isn't good.
No, it's not. It's a shit oven. I don't know why we even had a gas oven. It didn't. It
No.
took 50 minutes to warm anything up.
Yeah, the gas oven transpires was on its hottest setting.
Yep.
The gas all the way on.
Fucking hell. Okay, yeah. Big flame. Then. Big flame.
Big flame.
Yeah.
So I turned it off, let it set for a bit, opened the door, and there was just cremated ash of something in
there's
there.
a tray of ash on.
And I instantly thought, okay, well this has got to be Russell. It wasn't me
Yeah.
or Boris.
Yeah, well,
It's gotta-
Yeah, it just has to be Russell.
Yeah, it has
gotta be
Russell.
Russell. So I opened up all the windows.
Russell was renowned for coming in and cooking their dinner at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, 5 in the morning. Very
Fair.
yeah.
Fair.
Opened up all the windows, opened up all the doors.
That's when you came upstairs to wake
I
me up.
then came upstairs to wake Boris up.
Right,
Knocked on his
so-
door. Thank you.
And I probably massively knackered and probably sad as well. So, oh, you're right. What's going on this morning?
Boris. I've just been downstairs.
Yeah.
We've got a little problem. Just a small one. There appears to be smoke everywhere, and there's ash in the gas oven, which has been turned up the full way.
Yeah, you didn't say that much,
No.
but I remember getting up and going, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I
to be
opened
fair, that's
the-
pretty much the tone that I took with you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
This is very
very
bad.
calm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was calm, but it was obvious of the situation.
Yeah.
My room was a little bit foggy because I had a gap under my door. You
Yeah.
had a fucking draft excluder under your
Your
door.
room was a little foggy.
My room was a little foggy, so I opened my door.
It's quite dangerous, isn't it? You
Massively,
could have
right, hang on.
died in your
so
sleep.
I open my door. I go, "Fuck, this is foggy. Is this Russell?" Obviously, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go, "Is Russell asleep?" The answer is obviously yes. I go, "I don't. I think at this point I literally don't even know what to do."
Did you confront Russell?
Well,
Not yet. No,
You didn't confront Russell?
So-
I would have killed
no,
Russell.
No,
Yeah,
wait,
not
no,
yet.
wait, yeah.
So I actually, genuinely, I went, "I need to open my window," because I don't know whether it was because I'd seen the smoke suddenly, or because I'd been asleep and it had been going into my room. I genuinely felt really lightheaded, and I was
No,
like,
no,
"I need
yeah.
to open my window. I feel like I'm going to faint."
Yeah, I woke
It
up
might have
thinking
been
I
the
had a
shock of-
hangover, but I
Yeah, I think
It's
it
just
was.
the
Yeah.
fumes.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Um,
Fucking hell.
so I think it was about half an hour. We sort of tried to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And then we were like, let's wake Russell up. We need to talk about it with Russell. And then I don't really remember a lot of what happened.
Yeah, okay.
How did the conversation go?
So I
Well,
knocked
this is the...
I knocked on Russell's door and literally was just like, "Russell," like, "You need to get up now, Russell."
Yeah.
And he was like,
No, you weren't. No, not even like that. You had an angry tone to your voice.
"Oh, okay." And I was like, I think I started off just like, "Russell," just exasperated, and then
But it got
he
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
just saying,
yeah.
"Oh, I don't want to get up. I only
Yeah.
got to bed." And I was like,
That's
"You
a
need
really
to get
good
up.
impression of
It is.
Russell.
You need to get up now, Russell." And he's like, "Oh man,
So
just leave me alone
Yeah.
for 20 minutes." So I was like, "Russell, there's no way in 20 minutes, Russell. You gotta get up now."
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think a big thing to mention is if something happens, a very common trait of Russell is, "Oh, we haven't died. It's not a bad
Doesn't
situation."
matter,
then.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fantastic. That is
So it
great.
doesn't. Yeah, exactly. So,
he
he
eventually-
always downplays it.
Yeah, he eventually came to his door, and I explained the situation, that something had been left in the oven, and he sort of went, "Oh shit," and I explained to him that he needs to sort it out now. He needs to get up now because he just wanted to go back to bed.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
not care about it. I was like, "You need to get rid of the ash. You need
Yeah.
to open up all of the windows in the house.
Yep.
You need to take down all of the curtains, take off all the pillowcases and wash them. Because bearing in mind, if this house stank of smoke, like, our landlord would have been well within his right to have gone, 'You're not getting your deposit back.'
Yeah,
'Cause I need to
yeah.
replace everything in this house. I need to
Yeah.
replace the carpets. I need to replace everything. And he just went, no, I don't want to. And I think that is when...
So I was going for a
I'm
shower.
not gonna lie, I would
Right?
have fucking flipped
So
my
wait,
lid
wait.
with that reply.
We haven't revealed, because he told us what was on the tray.
Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't revealed.
Can I
what
have
was
a
on
guess?
the
I
tray.
think
Because-
we all
Well,
probably
you
know.
know what it is from the name of the incident, but
Oh, I was gonna say garlic bread because James thought his breath smelled like garlic.
no,
so
no.
that's-
no,
So hang on, it was
no,
chicken and
fish.
on the
who
same
the fuck
on the
comes
same
home after
tray.
a night out and puts chicken and fish
on the same tray.
I know.
on the
I
same
know.
tray?
On the
Isn't
same
that
tray.
like
Tray.
wrong?
Chris
On like
to the tray. We forced him to buy a new tray after.
We did.
So at that point,
sorry,
that's when
no, hang on, sorry. That whole story, I'm baffled. That who the hell comes home and it's like, do you know what I really fancy? I really fancy mackerel after my heavy drinking session.
And some chicken.
Yeah, and some chicken. Just that's
that's
weird.
what Russell's like.
Yeah,
mate.
it was
Um,
Russell.
so-
was Russell,
Fair,
you know?
yeah. Russell is Russell.
So this is when I snapped. I was going for a shower. I was in the bathroom, locked, and I heard James saying to Russell, like, "You need to sort this out. Like, we could lose our deposit for this." And he went, "Oh, I'll open my window," and you were like, "No, go downstairs and clean it up." And he was like, "No, it's all right. I'll do that later. I'll open my window."
Yeah.
And I I just had enough. I came out, right, and usually if I do have a problem and I do have to confront someone, I go, okay, "Can you do this? Can you do this?" I came out. I went, "Russell, can you just fucking go downstairs and clean it up, right?" And he was like, "Oh, I'll just do it later. I'll just do it later, right?" And I may have gone a bit too far with this. And I went, "Russell, fucking clean it up now, mate. I bet if your parents could see you, they wouldn't want you to like fucking do it like this, yeah? They wouldn't want you to fucking wait." And I was like, "Oh, I bet your parents are fucking proud of you, aren't they?" Right? And you're Russell, so you got to do what he did. You got to do what
No,
he did.
you do it. You do
Right?
it. You do
No,
it.
no. Okay, so I come out and I
Go
angry, all that.
Go
So
in.
and I'm going in. I go, "Fucking Russell, you need to clean it up, mate. I'm so fucking fed up of this. Surely your parents taught you fucking manners better than this." And he goes, "Surely your parents taught you manners better than you did." And I just went, "Fuck off."
And then slammed,
slammed
his
the
door and
door.
went back to bed. Like a 3-year-old.
I know. Oh, I can't believe it. I've never been so furious. I just went for my-
flipped my lid.
I
I would
went
have
for-
literally lost my head.
I went for my shower and I felt like that was my villain origin story. I could feel myself turning as I was in the shower. I was like, "Oh, that's got to be fucking it, mate."
What chicken and fish was your villain origin story?
Yeah. And I feel like it was only like 3 weeks after that he told us he was leaving.
I think it probably was, yeah. Yeah.
But so that was our worst experience, definitely. Closest to that was scary. I
Yeah, well, the thing
genuinely
is,
like looking back on it. It's like that is
That's
scary.
If you didn't wake up,
we
like
wouldn't
you would have
died.
been in serious trouble
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you would have like inhaled a lot of
Oh,
smoke.
Russell
like,
wouldn't have woken up.
The thing
no,
with-
no shit, no.
The thing with like gas ovens is if you leave them, they can give off like carbon monoxide if you're
Yeah,
not careful.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I'm convinced the reason that I fell back asleep and wasn't concerned is because I was slightly high.
Yeah,
on
no,
yeah.
carbon
I wouldn't be surprised.
monoxide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even after I found out and I had a headache, I went back to sleep because I was like, it's probably not
Yeah,
that big
because
of a deal.
it just carbon monoxide just makes you go like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to sleep and just die.
Yeah.
Like, it's savage carbon monoxide poisoning.
No,
Like,
yeah.
honestly, that is what happens.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Isn't
weird.
that the main? I might be chatting out my ass. Isn't that what like people when like obviously house fires break out? That's what they die of, isn't it? They die of
Yeah.
carbon monoxide poison
Yeah.
before
because
they burn to death.
because you can tell it's there because you get lightheaded and all that.
Yeah, but if
you do
you're
also-
asleep, you don't even notice.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like it's the same with people dying in tents when they've got a barbecue outside of their tent,
Yeah.
and they put it out and they go, "Oh, I don't want to leave this out somewhere," so they bring it
Bring
in
it
the
in.
tent. Still gives off carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in the tent and you get lightheaded, but that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's it, and you go, "Okay, cool. I could probably go back to sleep."
Yeah.
So that was our worst experience, definitely. I don't care what time we're on. I want to know about the best though. I want to know what your experience,
I'm
what
gonna
best
go for a
experience
wait.
was.
Okay.
I'm
Do you want
desperate
to
for a wait.
wait for Brad to come back?
Should we do the song?
Oh, that's a shout, that is.
Right. Okay. So you got to wait there. Wait. Do like come in the shot. So basically, James showed me the song last week, and it's from a relatively small band
It is.
called P-Gypt. James knows this band,
I do.
and I heard this song. He showed me the song, and I just fell in love with it. Honestly, it is a beautiful song. The lead singer, her voice is amazing. Everything about it is amazing. I'll talk about it more after. So here is Sweet, Grumpy and Careless by P-Gypt.
Sweet, grumpy, and careless. Sweet, grumpy, and careless. Billion people in the world, and you are my favorite, my favorite one. Blowing melon, bubblegum. I'm in love with myself. 200,000 years old. Damn, aren't we old? Sweet, grumpy, and careless. Adam and Eve unravel the madness.
Grumpy and careless.
Adam and Eve unravel the madness. I'm in love with myself. I'm in love with myself. I'm inside my own head. So in love with myself. So wait, grumpy and careless. Adam and Eve unravel the madness.
Right, welcome back to the 30 to 30 podcast. That was Sweet, Grumpy and That was right. Right, welcome back to the fuck me. That was terrible. That's what that was. Right, welcome back to the 30 to 30 podcast. That was Sweet, Grumpy and Careless by P-Gypt. You showed me that last week.
I did.
I love that song. I initially thought it was too slow. And they've got a more jazzier song that I sort of liked. But then I went back and listened to that, and I really like the sort of vibe of it, the sort of intimate tone of the song overall. I really like. And the lead singer's voice. She has an amazing voice. I don't know. So at the time of us recording this, that song has under 1,000 plays, I believe. Don't know how. Her voice is like that could be a song I'd listen to in the charts. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think for someone who's never heard that song before, I
Yeah.
think the main thing that I picked out from it was how good the vocals were.
Yeah.
The vocals in it are quality.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I really
Really good.
enjoyed that.
So yeah, it's it's just I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed listening to it.
I think we should pick a song of the week.
Yeah, sure. So
It's
right,
close.
so yeah, it is close. We had Mr. Wu, Kamal Williams.
Good
We
time.
had
One.
Till Dawn, Shock
Mhm.
One, and we had Sweet, Grumpy, and Careless by Egypt.
I know what my vote is gonna be.
Do you?
I do.
Is it Mr. Wu?
Can't say until you guys have voted.
That's not how this works.
Nah,
You can
It's
say.
completely how it
Um,
works. Have you picked?
I really liked Mr. Wu by Kamal Williams. I think is my song of the week.
We're gonna
Right.
put it on to a tie break then,
What was
because
yours?
I actually really like that song.
Right, Mr. Wu is a great track. I love
Yeah.
it. Sweet, Grumpy, and Careless, great. Like Egypt are great, lovely duo. I love their stuff. But out of principle, I can't pick myself playing. That's
Okay.
just-
Yeah, I
Um,
guess so.
And you know what? Because how much it genuinely surprised me and how much I really enjoyed it, I am actually going to pick Brad's track because I
Till
really.
Dawn by Shock One.
Yeah, it
Jeez.
surprised
So-
me. How much I
Three-way
liked it, yeah.
tie.
So originally we thought it would be a good idea to have 3 people on because we could pick a track. It's gone tits up in the first fucking episode where we've had a guest on, everyone. So we've got a 3-way tiebreaker.
Do you want me to wrap it up, or do you want to wrap it up?
It's up to you. We get James to wrap up. If you want. No, I'm
I have
joking.
no
You-
idea what I'm
you-
saying,
yeah,
don't-
exactly. Do you want me to wrap? Who wrapped up last week?
I
You
don't
know what?
know.
Wrap it up together. Say one word
Okay,
each.
here we go.
Thank you. Oh, that's
That's
two.
two.
Shit. No, sorry. No, sorry. Right, okay. All right, ready?
No, because this is a terrible.
No, we
idea.
got this. No, you know what it sounds like? You know when you like have like answer phone messages as a couple, and it's like, welcome to the
Yeah.
Welsh
The-
household. Oh, right. Am I doing it or are you doing
No,
it?
you just wrap it up. You wrap up.
Oh, right, okay. Right, anyway, yeah, thank you for watching the 30 to 30 podcast. Please, well, I don't know what we're uploading this on, to be honest with you. I can't even say.
Shall I say it? Because I do know.
Oh, do you?
I've got a rough idea.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So thank you for listening to the 30 to 30 podcast. It's been a pleasure having you for this last hour and a bit, just listening to us talking. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Maybe share it with your friends, stuff like that. If you're listening on SoundCloud, like and repost. And if this is on Spotify, which it will be eventually in the future, please give it a like, please give it a share on like Instagram story, anything sort of like that sort of stuff. Any exposure to other people helps us, and any sort of sharing, all that sort of stuff really helps us. Interaction of any sort also helps us. So please just whatever, no matter how small or how big it is, it means the world. As per, you can email in questions to, I believe it's 30 TO as in 30 podcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Email your questions into that. We will be doing more user submitted questions when there's not a guest on, obviously. Or next time James comes on, we will be doing just user submitted questions. So apart from that, hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a pleasure doing this for you, as it always is. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode. Peace.
Okay.